Something just happened, and no one saw it coming. The kind of move that can shake up everything for the Chargers. When the news broke, fans were stunned, not because it was expected, but because it wasn't. The LA Chargers have finally pulled the trigger on a trade that caught almost everyone off guard. For weeks, people said nothing would happen, that the front office would stay quiet. But today, that silence is officially broken. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. The Chargers have made a surprising move for Odafe Oweh, a defensive end from the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, a real trade. This is huge, not just because of the player himself, but because it signals something bigger. The Chargers are finally willing to make moves to win. For a long time, fans felt like General Manager Joe Hortiz would just sit tight, hold the roster together, and wait for the offseason. But not this time. He's stepping up. Here's how the trade breaks down. The Chargers are getting a strong defensive end and a 7th-round pick. On the other side, they're giving up safety Alohi Gilman. With enough depth at the safety position, this was a calculated risk, and honestly, a smart one. They needed a pass rusher, and they went and got one. It's bold, unexpected, and exactly what this team has been missing. This trade doesn't just bring in a player, it brings a message: the Chargers are ready to fight. Stay with me, because this story is just getting started. The moment this trade went through, it felt like a spark had finally been lit. For too long, it's been, we'll figure it out later. But now? It's action time. For the Baltimore Ravens, this move is about reshaping their defense. They weren't getting enough from Odafe Oweh, and they needed safety help. A fresh start for him, and a hole filled for them. For the Los Angeles Chargers, it's about finally making a move that can shape the future. Credit to Joe Hortiz and his staff, they're clearly thinking ahead. Khalil Mack is expected to return in the coming weeks, and when you combine Mack, Tuli Tuipulotu, and Oweh, that's a pass rush with real potential. Mack might be nearing the end of his career, but bringing in a young, explosive player like Oweh gives the defense something to build on for the long term. And let's not forget, this guy has already shown what he's capable of. Just last year, he posted 10 sacks. This season has been quiet, sure, but a new environment can bring out the best in a player. Meanwhile, the rest of the Chargers' pass rush group hasn't exactly been lighting up the stat sheet. Bud Dupree, Caleb Murphy, and Carlo Kemp have managed just half a sack and a single QB hit combined this season. That's not enough. This trade isn't just a roster move, it's a statement. The Chargers want change, and they're making it happen. That alone is something fans have been waiting to see. Stay with me, this trade didn't just fill a gap, it pulled the curtain back and showed exactly where the real cracks are. Everyone was focused on the offensive line, but this move made something crystal clear: the Los Angeles Chargers needed help on the edge too. The injuries at running back have made things even tougher. The reality is simple: the Chargers still need more pieces. A solid offensive lineman. A healthy running game. Depth. But at least, with this trade, they've checked off one of the most important boxes: pass rush. And don't forget, Khalil Mack is expected to return soon. When he steps back on that field, the entire defensive front could shift. The good news is the team is adding strength at a critical time. The bad news is they're still stretched thin in a few key spots. The Chargers' current position tells its own story. At 3-2, they're right in the playoff conversation. If the postseason started today, they'd be sitting as the 4th seed, hosting a home playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts. That's a reminder of how much is still in their hands. This isn't just about surviving injuries or patching holes. It's about taking the shot when the window is open. And right now, that window is very real. Stay with me, the numbers paint a picture that's a lot more hopeful than it may feel. Right now, the Los Angeles Chargers have somewhere between a 50% to 80% chance of making the playoffs. That may sound like a wide range, but here's what really matters: they're still in the fight. When you break it down, there are only 9 AFC teams still truly in the mix. 7 will make it. That means the Chargers are very much alive, even with injuries and early season struggles. Other contenders, including the Baltimore Ravens, are facing their own battles. And beneath that top group, there are 5 teams in the AFC that are practically out of the race already. That gives the Chargers a rare opportunity. Even in a bruised and battered state, they're still standing where it counts. Now, here's where it gets real. A win this week could change everything. If the Chargers win, their playoff chances jump to about 76%. If they lose, it drops to around 48%. That's a massive swing, and it shows how critical every single game is from here on out. This is a stretch where they're short-handed and grinding through a transition, but reinforcements are coming soon. And if they can just hold the line right now, the path to the postseason is still right in front of them. Stay with me. One thing is clear: the next 2 or 3 weeks are going to test this team. But once Khalil Mack returns, the Los Angeles Chargers defense could start to look a whole lot different. Survive this stretch, and the outlook changes completely. Now, let's talk about something that stirred up some reactions: the latest quarterback rankings from Pro Football Focus. I'm not someone who treats rankings like gospel, but they can be a good reality check. They remind us to compare players beyond just our own team's bubble. Justin Herbert sits inside the top 10 at number 8, with a strong passing grade of 78. That says a lot about his consistency despite everything this offense has been dealing with. Some of the names around him, though, that raised a few eyebrows. When guys like Marcus Mariota show up higher than expected and Jared Goff is buried low on the list, you have to take those rankings with a grain of salt. But back to what really matters: the Chargers finally made a move. The trend was heading downward after starting 3-0. Then came injuries, back-to-back losses, and momentum started slipping away. This trade is more than just a roster shift. It's a spark. It's a statement that the team refuses to let the season slide. And that matters. The Chargers still have their star quarterback. They're still in the playoff picture. And they're getting key players back soon. Right now, the goal is simple: survive this stretch, fight through the next couple of weeks, and come out stronger on the other side. The sky is not falling. Far from it. The Chargers are very much alive, and this season can still swing their way if they take control now. Stay with me.